Alright, so this right here is a video that's all about, how you can break the chains of wellness for you going, like, let's say, vegan or plant-based, okay? It can be very, very simple, and it could be very, very hard. It really depends upon, like, how deeply rooted your subconscious beliefs are as far as food, as well as, yeah, some other things that could be holding you back, because for example, there's some people who have a hard time transitioning to just simply vegan or plant-based because of their religious beliefs. Okay, so with that being said, like I said, it could be a little tricky. Okay, because there's obviously other things at hand that is holding you back. But something I want to really, really stress is what to do and why to do it. Okay, so first thing you want to do is, ideally, it would be good to do a detox. That's the reason why I make everybody in the group do a detox, because it helps break down the parasites and stuff within us to a certain degree, just a little bit, but it ultimately makes this lifestyle a whole lot easier. Okay, as well as it works on your strong will. Your dedicated tests your dedication, and you get to see really, if this is something that you really want to do. Because for me, usually my confirmation to knowing that I can and that I want to do something is through seeing my own dedication, through me attempting to do it. So back years ago, I used to be a skateboarder, and through me attempting to do something, I got a chance to see my dedication towards it. Okay, so through that experience, I learned, okay, cool, this is really something that I want to accomplish. All right, and in that realization in itself, it was like, okay, cool. It was motivation. It was encouragement. So yes, I highly recommend doing a detox of some kind, a juice fast, something like that, right? And in addition to that, something that you want to do is take baby steps. All right, a lot of us, we want to just jump from point 1 to point 1,000, or point A to point Z, and like be done. And something I'm gonna really tell y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all this. When my first ever coaching client, lead, she didn't become a client. I'll never forget this. I told her specifically, the goal is to get you to fail in your first month, so that way you can learn from your mistakes, and get the process that you need. You feel me? The understanding that you need, so that way you can be able to really thrive on this lifestyle. And she could not internalize that. She could not digest this understanding, and that's a huge problem. And you see, this is why I'm so thankful for being like a skateboarder. But all of this is going to make sense, I'm telling you. But I'm just saying this so that way you guys understand that it is okay for you to mess up. And actually, your mess ups, your failures, right, are essentially your learning lessons. Don't fail and think this is it. I'm done. Like, I can't do this. It's impossible. And then you start talking crap about being a vegan and how like veganism is hard and yada yada. No, like, that's a learning lesson. It's either you keep that mindset of like, okay, cool, I failed and this doesn't work for me, or you adopt the mindset of, okay, I have a learning lesson here. What did I learn that I did right, and what did I learn that I did wrong? Okay, and then try to work past that. Okay, so there is no such thing as failing. And what I did back then, I probably should not have told her my idea is to get you to fail in the first month. But the understanding is still consistent. It's like you do need to have that process of learning what works and what doesn't work for you as of right here, right now, because your entire body's going to change over time. For example, I hated tomatoes, completely hated tomatoes. And I would never eat them. Even back then when I was not a vegan, I would take them off of my hamburgers. And even if it touched a hamburger that I was eating, I would not eat it. Okay, but now I can go and find a tomato, bush, plant, and eat tomatoes right off of the vine or right off the plant. Doesn't matter what kind of tomato it is either. I can really enjoy. So your entire body's going to change. Your taste buds, everything, your cells, all of that is going to change. Okay. So what works for you right here, right now, is going to broaden or get, like what you don't like may end up being something that you really love or just like later on in the future. Okay. So you want to take baby steps. All right. So start with breakfast. Look at breakfast, look at what you eat. Take 3 to 5 meals that you typically eat on a regular basis, right, for breakfast, and say, okay, cool, how can I make these plant-based? All right. And ideally, if you all you really do have to do specifically for breakfast is hydrate, right? That's really what it is. So for me, I typically, well, because I'm high raw vegan, I typically just like have fruits and herbs, or if not, just sometimes fruit, or if not, just sometimes a juice, or if not, sometimes just a fruit bowl or a smoothie. It really just depends. But ultimately, you see the truth. It's just fruit, right? Mainly. But if you're just not transitioning to this lifestyle, you may have to have, you're more than likely going to go through that phase of having cooked vegan food. So, um, you know, start off with like a oatmeal, okay? Do oatmeal, right? And then start making your oatmeal watery and more watery, okay? Because you want to try to get off of that dense thickness first thing in the rising, all right? Cool. So you do the oatmeal, um, you know, do something watery. It doesn't even necessarily have to be oatmeal, okay? You could also just eat fruits. Or what you could do is you can make vegan scrambled eggs, right? And I'm not saying go and get, well, in the very beginning, I'm definitely for people trying out these vegan products just because it's a transitional food, okay? It's something that you can have for right here and now, but it's only transitional, okay? So meaning have it for a certain period of time, but work your way off of it just because those foods are really bad for us, okay? And they don't exist in nature. They're completely processed and just not good for us, okay? So if you're gonna do something like the tofu, egg scramble or whatever, that's cool, but just always understand that this is not good and this is not a representation of health, of true health, okay? But it is okay for your transitional, phase, period, right? So, you know, go to Whole Foods, get you the tofu scramble, or if not, get you what is it called, the Just Egg, right? Or what you could do, and here's a little secret. So for my people who are interested more so in being like alkaline, what you could do is just simply get you some chickpea flour, put that with some water, some seasoning, right? With your favorite veggies like some bell peppers or some onions, whatever, mushrooms, maybe some cilantro, and just put that on the pan, right? Add a little bit of oil, stir it up, just same way that you would cook regular eggs. Boom, you got scrambled eggs. That's not alkaline, but using alkaline ingredients, okay? Boom, so that's that for breakfast. And then in addition, the reason why you want to ultimately embark on this journey and why you want to try to stay consistent, if you're here, you understand why and you understand the importance, but I'm gonna just tell you, I don't trust anything in America, like anything at all, like anything. And you really shouldn't either. Okay, they literally, the head of Big Pharma, what's his name? The guy behind Big Pharma, what's his name? Damn, bro, I know you know his name. Yeah, John D. Rockefeller. That's what it is. Yeah, John D. Rockefeller has been quoted. If you there's a speech I believe that he made in 1935, 1933, or something like that. I'm gonna find it and place it somewhere right here, or if not, I'll put the link down below so that way you guys can check it out for yourselves. But dude got crazy intentions for for people, for human beings. He literally took our natural, holistic, sacred medicine that we were using right, and that was working, and called it quackery, okay, um, and literally twisted it, right, and just destroyed it essentially, okay. Um, so I don't trust the medicine, and I don't trust the food, and that's just what it is. And if you really want to know, a lot of people be getting diseases from the food. Okay, so when it comes to diabetes, all these diseases are coming from what you are putting inside your temple. That's just what it is, man. That's really just what it is. Obesity in America, people are the most obese in America, and it's only getting worse and worse. If you look at it, bro, if you look at it, people literally look like hamburgers. People literally look like hamburgers. They get thick and big on the waist, men and women. Thick and big on the waist. Up top, they may be a little skinnier, right? Or a little slightly slimmer, right? Legs be kind of big, but closer to the feet, it gets a little slim, you know? So people be looking like hamburgers, and that's not okay. And that's not normal. And society is literally trying to justify, um, you know, obesity. That's not normal. And I promise you, I'm not coming from a place of, trying to talk down or whatever like that. But, it's just all love. But, like, it's not normal, okay? They're doing something to the food, period. All right? You do not need me to have a whole lecture on that. If I do, I am going to be severely saddened. But with that being said, another thing is this that really, really helped me when transitioning to being vegan or plant-based was simply being hydrated. Okay, what I used to do was drink a gallon of water a day. Okay, many vegans go through this phase. All right, and in the very beginning, it's okay. Okay, um, there's levels to wellness. Okay, when you first go vegan, there's the level of your tolerance is like you probably can't go too high, and you probably can't go like back to what you're used to, because you know that like it is making you feel bad, right? And you don't want to do that. So there's tolerances, okay? But the higher you go up, the more lighter, the more healthier, the more vibrant and energized that you will feel. But this also means that you cannot come back down to what you were originally eating, like the bacon, the sausage, and all that. All that will make you sick like instantly, first day, you know? Like, for example, for me, if I have some tofu or tempeh, in a meal, or like something like that, I would feel so dense and so heavy, and I probably would take a nap. And that right there in itself is not natural. Food is just meant to do that to you. It's supposed to energize you. It's supposed to fuel you. It's supposed to give to you. It's not supposed to take away. All right. So, yes. And now, with that being said, in addition to that, I want to say that aiming towards getting minerals, or aiming towards getting more alkaline foods, is always going to be beneficial. Okay. So, phase one is definitely just going vegan, right? Phase two is, going alkaline. Okay. But I understand that it can be a little restricting, right? But at the same time, like, eating those alkaline foods will, bring you up higher on the pH scale. Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave it right here, and go from there. Okay. If you guys have any other questions about going specifically vegan, let me know down below, and then we'll go from there. Okay. And then in addition to that, I also do want to say this: if you need some extra assistance, make sure you click the link down below to book a one-on-one consultation clarity call with me, okay? So that way we can get clear on your intentions, as well as, your goals and stuff like that, and we can just go from there, okay? All right, peace.